Hi, it's Dr. Casoni. Do you ever wake up in the middle of the night at 2 or 3 a.m. and then you find that you can't get back to sleep? Well, we're going to talk about that today. We call it the liver hour. So, the liver, which has over 500 functions and is an amazing part of the body, has a couple primary functions we're going to talk about that are related to this phenomena of waking up at 2 to 3 a.m. in the morning and not being able to get back to sleep. So one of those is the ability of the liver to filter contaminants in the blood, right? And even more accurate than filtering is to describe it more like a sewage treatment center, because it's actually adding enzymes and neutralizing harmful agents so that it can excrete them out through the feces or the urine in the morning. So we take all our food in during the day, and if the burden of that intake is too toxic, or if our liver is unable to handle it, then it pops out of that filtration mode in the middle of the night. A good example of this is when people drink alcohol, which is a poison. Maybe 1 or 2 drinks is fine. But if they have a couple extra, many have noticed this experience of for sure waking up at 2, 3 in the morning. And it's a good teaching point because they know it was from the alcohol, which is hard on the liver because the end metabolic product has to be broken down in that liver, and the liver is unable to keep up with that demand. And so it comes out of filtration and they wake up. So at that point, you really either have to drink less or drink way more, and then you sleep through anything. Well, no, give up the alcohol. It's toxic. But the other part is where the liver is managing blood sugar. So we're going to talk about both of these. Now, on the filtration side, actually typically you find the biggest disruption to the liver is gut issues, right? Gut issues, you have 22 feet of small intestines that's filtering out all the contaminants, and that's going to be your waste, and then taking in all the important nutrients. And that's going to be what the body wants. But from the small intestines, the next stop is the liver. So if the person has gut issues, they're going to have some of that leaky gut, right? Which means that they're passing on some of those contaminants that should be in the feces. They're passing it on to the liver instead. And the liver has got this extra burden. So actually we see non-alcoholic fatty liver disease being far more prevalent than alcoholic liver disease. Isn't that interesting? We see the real destruction that consumption of alcohol can do. And in fact, a side note about that is that a small amount of alcohol regularly really doesn't damage the liver. It just puts everything else the body is dealing with at the back of the line, because the alcohol is a poison, and that's now going to take the first priority for the liver to break down. But it doesn't really damage the liver. What damages the liver in regards to alcohol is a high amount of drinking. So somebody doesn't drink all year long, but when they drink to oblivion. They may have damaged the liver in just one single night of heavy drinking. Keep that in mind. If you're trickling the poison in, it's maybe not damaging the liver at all, although it's not good for overall health. But nonetheless, gut issues, which I've had a lot of and many people do, that's going to be giving the liver a lot of extra burden. And then as your body can't deal with it, you're waking up at 2, 3 in the morning, or you're also having inflammation, joint pain, eczema, skin issues, rashes, hives, allergies. All of that is contaminants going throughout the body that the liver should be dealing with. Now, when we get into the blood sugar part of it, at night, you should be going into fat burning. Even the thinnest person is going to switch gears and go to fat burning. This is not for weight loss. This is just for stability, because fat burns very smoothly. So you can think of the body like a Toyota Prius. We've got sugars, which we use for fast acting activities, like you're going to run up a hill, you're going to switch to sugar. You get to the top of the hill and you switch to fat burning because it's more efficient. So at night, you're switching to fat burning. However, if there is a problem in blood sugar stability, so instead of being a Toyota Prius that switches back and forth, it's like a broken Toyota Prius. This person's having a lot of the symptoms that we use the reset food plan to address, right? Those symptoms being cravings, first of all. right? Because you're crashing with your blood sugar levels during the day. You're constantly craving something, tired after you eat, eating to the point where you're full, but you still aren't satiated. You still want a snack, getting hangry or irritable if you've skipped a meal. All of those are signs and symptoms that there's a blood sugar problem. And that's going to get you at night. You're either not going to sleep deep at all because your blood sugar is not stable and you're not fat burning, or you're going to crash enough to where right in the middle of the night, 2, 3 in the morning, your liver is being triggered to make sugar. And that's what wakes us up. The adrenal glands will sense the drop in blood sugar. And because you're not burning fat, it's going to produce stress hormones that tell the liver to make sugar. Your liver is literally the production site for making sugar. And so if somebody's like this is checking their blood sugars, they can even see it. They'll wake up and check their blood sugars, and it's higher in the morning than when they went to bed. And so they're making sugar to get through the night. And this same person, if they go to attempt intermittent fasting, it'll be counterproductive because likely when they go to skip meals, and they're trying to do this for health reasons, which is a good strategy, but you got to be fat burning because if not, you're going to make sugar to get through that fast. So you got to go back to low carb first, get your body to fat burning. Then when you go to intermittent fasting after your fat burning, it's going to be a lot more productive. So I hope you enjoyed our discussion about the liver. Of course, more videos to come. Take care.